Hello everybody and welcome back to another YouTube video. So in this video, I'll be explaining how interpreted programming languages execute. So let's begin. So let's just take an example of any interpreted programming language. So for this tutorial, I'm using JavaScript. So now to explain how a JavaScript program executes, we need a few lines of JavaScript code. So let's open up our code editor. And then you could go into any folder. I just went into my YouTube folder right over here. And then I'm just going to create a new file. Actually, not, I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this one JS. And then inside the JS folder, I'm going to create a new file. And this file could be called anything. I'm just going to call it main.js. Now, let's just write down a few lines of code. So, console.log, let's just say hello world. And then let's copy this down like a few times. Okay. So, once we do that, wait, let's just make sure to add a semicolon. It's very important in JavaScript. Okay. So, once you do that, now let's talk about how it executes. So, first, what happens is that the interpreter, which is like in the middle, I'm going to do IT for interpreter, it checks the first line of code. If there's no error, it translates it. Wait, no, that's not good. It it translates that code into machine language. I'd written it right at that time, at that second, right at that minute, right, it just gets executed. It executes that line. So then I'm just gonna do exe for execute. So then it gets executed. Then the interpreter checks the next line. Make sure there's no error, translates it into machine language again, and then the same process for all the lines. Ex execute. Okay. So if the interpreter sees an error in any of these lines, so let's say it sees an error in this line, so it doesn't even translate it into machine language or execute it. It just like already shoots back that there's an error, not but without even running this line, the last line. So yeah, right at that time, it just shoots back the error. So let's take an example in VS Code. So we have 3 lines of code over here. So first, the interpreter reads this line. Okay, no error. Translates into machine language. Okay, then executes it. And then the same for this one, machine language. And then executes the program. And then same over here, machine language, execute. So this is the same process for all of these. So now let's try running the program. So let's open up iTerm, and then let's go into the folder, and then let's type in node main.js. And as you can see, it shoots back hello world, hello world, hello world. But if there was an error, so let's move a quote from here. So if there was an error, what would happen? So iTerm node main.js, and as you can see, it just checks the first line, and then it just shoots back that there's an error. Okay, so this is how interpreted programming languages work. So now, if in JavaScript we had, like, just say like millions or billions of lines of code, then it would take the program in massive amounts of time, a lot of time to execute. because then it has to keep checking each line, translate it into machine language, and then it has to just execute it, and then the next line and next line, and so on, and then so forth, right? So yeah, this is what happens. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it for this video. So in the next video, I'll explain how compiled programming languages execute. So like the video if it was good, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in another YouTube video.